Okay, good day, everybody. My name is Pastor Mrs. Regina Ekiyor. Regina Ekiyor. I'm from River State, Ogoni to be precise, and I'm married to Ekiyor. Basically, now I have, children. I have children, and both adopted, and I have children, and I'm a pastor's wife with the Rest Place CGMI. I'm also a lecturer with the Ken Sarowewa Polytechnic Bori. I'm a leader of women, the Diamonds of the Rest Place Church. I'm a music director with the Rest Place Church. I love music. Music is my passion. I'm a student, just acquired my MSc. I'm working towards my PhD. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I've been married for 11 years now. And so to just basically crown it up, I'm a homemaker. And I want to just use this moment to encourage you to know that you can find balance in all the things you do, and that you are not alone when it comes to the pressure of being a woman, a mother, and a homemaker. I want to use this opportunity to thank Cocktail at Danielle for this wonderful program that she has put in place to encourage young women and young wives so that they can actually find their way without making so many mistakes or without losing hope. God bless you, woman of God. Please keep this up. God bless La Cuisine Danielle. God bless everything you do. Thank you for this opportunity. Well, like I told you earlier on, I've been married for 11 years. I wouldn't classify myself as a new mother. And I had challenges in the early years of my marriage. Challenges as a homemaker. When I got married, my mother probably told me, she told me so many things I would face, but it's easier when you hear, when you experience it, you understand better than when you hear it only. And I was one of those people who heard, but I didn't understand the magnitude of responsibility that will come upon me as a mother. So I had so many challenges, and mine coupled with being a pastor's wife, that was another office of its own that required that I had to learn how to counsel. I had to learn how to dress properly. I had to learn how to be a leader of women, of youths. I had to learn how to stand by my husband. I had to learn how to give and be a mother and feed a multitude and stuff like that. And I still had to find a way to balance that to being a homemaker. So in the early years of my marriage, it was pretty rough because that was not what I bargained for. And the worst part of it was that I didn't know what I was going into. I thought I knew, but I didn't. So I had to make certain flaws, mistakes, to be able to learn the lesson on how to be a pastor's wife, how to be a mother, how to be a wife, and how to pursue my dreams as a music minister, as well as how to pursue my dreams as an academician. I wanted to live happily ever after. I wanted to live alone with my husband. We raised our kids. But I didn't even know that raising a child, giving birth alone, was a powerful experience that, you can only experience and not being told. I didn't even know that there was something called postnatal, postpartum, where you have to nurse your baby both night and day and still meet up all your responsibilities. Sometimes I wouldn't sleep. as a new mom, it was so strange to me. It was awkward. I wanted to be alone. Sometimes I wanted to run away. It was a pressure moment for me. Cleaning up, house helps wouldn't stay. I changed house help like clothes. It was very difficult to find a good one. So I had to do everything all on my own. Whether I was sick or I was well, I had to stay awake and watch the children. I had to still be a pastor's wife and meet up all my responsibility. The pressure was high, and it began to tell on my marriage. It began to tell on my communication with my husband. I didn't find joy anymore, and I wasn't happy anymore because I didn't feel like this was the life I wanted. That was my highest pressure moment. But somehow, I began to stop and listen. I took out time to pray because I was confused. I was completely confused. So I decided to just pray. Sometimes when I pray, it's like God is not listening. But actually, there's something He wanted me to learn, and I would learn that in time. But I didn't know. I wanted answers immediately. So because of that, I made so many mistakes, and I learned from my mistakes. However, my worst days and the challenges I faced the most were in my early years of marriage. And that was because nobody told me. I didn't get an orientation on how to live my life. When you marry early, know that you will have responsibilities as a woman, and know that you need to plan your time. Once you get married, you have to wake up early and rise up to your responsibilities. As a wife, you settle the bed on. Then as a mother, you have to wake up early and prepare to nurse your children, prepare them for school. And then you have to plan your time to clean the home, wash your husband's clothes, prepare the next meal before the children comes back, and still meet up your responsibility at work or other responsibilities in church. And the fact that you are a newly wed mom or wife does not mean that God's own responsibility will suffer. You either start with Him and end with Him, or you start with Him or end with Him. But you can't be so busy as a mother that you don't allow God to join you plan your time. You will be confused. I repeat, you will be confused because it is not easy. You and I know it's not easy to be a mom. The things I do daily in ministry and work life are, I work with women a lot, like I said earlier. I work with youths a lot, like I said earlier. I do a lot of teaching musically too, as a music director, like I said earlier. And these things require constant attention. It's not something like you do and then you go on vacation. It requires constant attention. I lecture, like I said earlier, in my workplace. I'm a student. I run assignments. I do research. And those things take so much of my time and resources. And these things contend with my role as a homemaker. And in finding balance, like I said earlier, it's basically planning my time with God. I plan my time, and then after planning and writing it all out on how I plan tomorrow before tomorrow comes. I already plan what the children will eat. I already know when I will wake up. I set an alarm for when I will wake up. I know when I will pray, and I know when I will start moving around. I know what to do first and what to do last. I basically plan my time. And when I'm done with that, once I wake up, I put it in God's hands. And I begin to speak over my day and speak over my time and speak over all the activities I have to do. And I ask God to crown every effort with success. That is how I go through every day. And that is how I contend with managing everything as a homemaker. Doing this has made me to become more knowledgeable. It has made me to become more composed as a wife. I'm a happy wife in my home, and my husband will come home happily, knowing that there's no trouble waiting for him. It has made me understand how to manage challenges. It has made me understand how to resort to plan B when plan A is not working properly. It has made me know how to improvise and not get frustrated. And that way, I'm able to create time for myself, and that way I'm able to plan and achieve my dreams. That way I was able to plan time to actually rest. Once in a day, I find time to rest. If I don't rest in a whole day, maybe I rest in once in 2 days, but I actually find time to rest. Have I found balance in all areas of my life? I would say a big yes and a small no. A big yes because what makes balance in all areas of my life is when my family institution is balanced and my home is balanced. We do not have conflict in our marriage because we have understood each other over the past 11 years. So yes, I have found balance in my life. And when I say balance, I would say balance with God, spiritually, physically, in my home, with my children, I have balance. With my husband, I have found balance. We understand each other. We know how to work with each other. So yes, but I would say not all areas, like maybe for instance, in my personal dreams, I have gone halfway in achieving them, but I have not completely achieved all my personal dreams. My dreams of being a professor, I'm on the way to that place. My dreams of being a music minister, an outstanding music minister, I'm on my way there. Yeah, I had so many things crop up, but I have worked my way to 50% of my own personal dreams. And I'm heading there as fast as I can with all the responsibilities I have. Someone told me, you can't do it all. Focus on raising your children. But I have realized that I can actually raise my children and still meet up my dreams if I plan my time and resources properly. And that's where I am right now. I had issues struggling with, back in the days, I had issues struggling with lack of finance. When there are times when finances run dry in the home and there are things you want to do and you can't do it. For instance, if the child's food is finished and there's no money to buy, sometimes you have a headache. I don't know, but I have a headache. And I had issues struggling with being happy when there's no finance to feed the home. But I have learned over time that my help comes from God. So I just wait on God, and sometimes He will just give me an idea and immediately the children will eat. Basically, apart from those areas, I hadn't struggled with any area recently. But in my growing life as a wife, I had issues with finance. When finance gets dried up from the home, I go all grumpy. But now that I'm older and more mature, I can actually stay a week without a penny and I'll still be smiling and everything will be all right. Because God just gives me ability to improvise. So instead of custard, I buy a camo, 100 naira, and a sachet of peak milk, and a tiny cube of sugar, and the children have eaten breakfast in the morning. I just mix small akara and add to it, and they have eaten breakfast. And as I do that, I'm praying to God to give me the idea for lunch. So basically, it's just about working your time and resources with God as a woman, and then you still find happiness and peace in spite of the pressure, because pressure always comes and goes. It doesn't go completely. There are always struggles here and there. My worst days as a homemaker was earlier in the years, like I told you, where I was still trying to understand my terrain as a pastor's wife, my terrain as a mother, as a wife, as a leader of women, as a counselor of youth, as a music director, as a student, and as a worker. Coupling all these things together was very challenging for me in my first years of marriage, and I tried so hard to find my way, making 1 or 2 mistakes here and there. But I want to use this opportunity to encourage you to know that